What's going on, Giants fans? It's your boy, Average Bob. And so far, it's been a fun, eventful offseason between free agency and the draft. And now there is one potentially under the radar move that the Giants could make in the next few days that could seriously boost this wide receiver room. And I'm talking about bringing in Gabe Davis. He was recently released by the Jacksonville Jaguars, and he's very familiar with Joe Shane and Brian Dable from their days up in Buffalo together. So maybe this could be a potentially good fit for Big Blue. Hear me out. Hey guys, real quick, if you could just hit the like button. I'm not going to ask you to subscribe unless you really want to, but if you hit the like button and drop a comment, it will surely help the algorithm on this one. So please help me out. Muchas gracias. First and foremost, let's talk about the obvious, the familiarity between Gabe Davis and the Giants front office and coaching staff. Davis was drafted by the Buffalo Bills in 2020. Joe Shane was working in the front office. Brian Dable was the offensive coordinator, and they saw firsthand how Davis could stretch the field, make big-time plays, and serve as a serious deep threat. However, in Buffalo, he never really was that true number one wide receiver, but he did carve out a serious role as a red zone weapon and a vertical threat. Who could forget that crazy 4-touchdown playoff game versus the Chiefs? Now, let's be honest. His time in Jacksonville was a pretty big flop. He signed a big 3-year, $39 million deal with $24 guaranteed last offseason, and things didn't go to plan. In just 10 games, he only managed 20 catches for 239 yards and 2 touchdowns before a torn meniscus ended his season early. So the big thing here is his injury status. The Giants are obviously going to want to evaluate his knee and see where he's at physically. But he's still just only 26 years old, so a meniscus tear really isn't a huge deal here. And on top of that, sometimes a change of scenery, especially when it's back with coaches you're familiar with and understand, this could go a long way in turning things around. I think this makes sense too if we look at the Giants wide receiver room right now. Malik Neighbors could potentially be a star. I absolutely love him. Behind him, things are still a little shaky, and there is room for people to step up here. Darius Slayton has been wildly inconsistent since he's been here, but he does play every game, so that's kind of a win there. Jalen Hyatt doesn't even touch the field, so I have no idea where he actually stands and what these coaches think of him. And Wan'Dale Robinson, I think, averaged like one of the lowest yards per catch, yards after catch, I think, like in the entire NFL last season. Not necessarily his fault because bad quarterback play, but he hasn't had that breakout season that we want from him yet. Hopefully in a couple years, and for him, second year for Neighbors, maybe adding in a third guy can help, because Gabe Davis is intriguing. He's got size, he's physical, he could win those 50-50 balls and thrives in vertical concepts, and that's something really the Giants haven't done too much of, is getting enough time to throw the ball downfield with quarterbacks that have the arm strength to do so. And this is something Brian Dable said they wanted to do last offseason, was throw the ball down the field. Obviously, that wasn't in Daniel Jones' skill set, so bringing in Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston, eventually Jackson Dart in the future, you're going to see more passes down the field. And signing Gabe Davis, he doesn't have to be a wide receiver 1 in this position. That's Malik Neighbors' job. But as a wide receiver 2 or 3 on the outside, he can complement Malik Neighbors nicely, I think. Now let's talk about the money side of this. Gabe Davis just got cut after a bad year and an injury on top of it. He's not going to command anything close to $13 million he was getting a year in Jacksonville. The Giants want to bring him in on a 1-year prove-it deal or a low-cost 2-year deal. That's kind of the upside you take a swing at. It's a low-risk, high-reward play, and if it doesn't work out, who gives a shit? But if he clicks with Dable again in this offense and finds his 2021-2022 Bills form, that's a win for this offense, or who's ever playing quarterback. So let me know what you guys think. Should the Giants take a flyer on Gabe Davis if he checks out medically and he looks good? Or do you think the ship has sailed and we're fine with the wide receiver room that we have? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Hit that like button if you want more Giants offseason coverage. Don't forget to subscribe for all things Big Blue, news, rumors, draft kicks, and more. Till next time, let's go Giants.